My name is Karen. I am 25 years old. My husband's name is Levi. He is 40. We have one son, Mark, who is 3. We got married 4 years ago, and back then, I was so happy. Levi was happy too. We loved each other very much. We talked every day, we laughed together, and our home was full of joy. But 3 months ago, everything began to change. Levi was not the same man anymore. He came home from work, ate dinner in silence, watched television, and went to bed without a word. On weekends, he was always busy playing golf, going to meetings, or staying alone in his office. He said he had too much work, that being the boss was stressful. Before, I used to help him with his business. I managed papers and accounts. But now, he said he didn't need help, that he didn't trust other people. And so, I stayed home with Mark, while Levi built walls I couldn't see through. I missed the way we used to sit together on the sofa every evening, drinking tea and talking about our day. We would look at each other and smile. Now, there were no smiles. Just silence. One night, I sent Mark to my mother's house. I wanted to be alone with Levi, to fix whatever was wrong. I thought maybe he was just tired, that he needed rest. But when he came home late that night, nothing was different. He ate quickly, said nothing, and went to bed. The next morning, Saturday, he left the house early for work. I sat alone in the kitchen with a cold cup of tea and an even colder heart. I felt like a stranger in my own home. That night, I made a decision. I couldn't live like this anymore. I needed answers. When Levi came home that evening, I had cooked his favorite meal, chicken with rice and salad. I wore my blue dress, the one he always said he loved. I fixed my hair, put on makeup, and waited. He walked in at 9, tired as usual. He didn't even notice my dress or the food. He ate silently, eyes on his plate. My heart pounded. I had to speak. "Can we talk?" I asked. He looked surprised but nodded. We sat on the sofa, and I told him softly, "Levi, you've changed. We don't talk anymore. You don't see me. I feel alone." He said nothing for a long time, staring at the floor. Then I asked the question I was most afraid of. "Do you still love me?" Levi looked up, his eyes tired. "Yes, Karen," he said. "I love you. I'm just tired. Work is hard. There's too much stress." I wanted to believe him, but my heart was unsure. So I asked again, "Is there another woman?" He looked shocked. "No," he said quickly. "Never. I'm just busy. I love you. Please wait for me. Please be patient." He took my hand, and I wanted to trust him. I said I would wait. But days turned into weeks, and nothing changed. He still came home late. He still said nothing. He was still far away from me. I tried to be patient. I told myself that love could wait. I cleaned the house, cooked his favorite meals, smiled for Mark, and tried to hold our family together. I even planned a weekend trip for just the two of us, but Levi said, "Not now. I have meetings. Maybe next month." That night, I sat alone in the dark living room, listening to the clock ticking on the wall. Tick, tick, tick. I looked at our wedding photos, our smiles, our laughter, and wondered, where did our happiness go? A few days later, I tried again to talk to him. But when he came home, he went straight to his office and closed the door. I stood outside for a moment, thinking about knocking, but I couldn't. I just turned away. That night, I sat alone with cold tea and a heavy heart. I felt invisible. For the first time, I asked myself, is this still a marriage, or just two people living in the same house? The next morning, Levi was gone before I woke up. No kiss. No goodbye. Nothing. I made breakfast for Mark and smiled for him, pretending everything was fine. But inside, I was empty. Later that day, I wrote a short letter to Levi. I still love you. I still hope for us, but I cannot be the only one trying. I miss your heart more than I miss your body next to me. That night, when he came home, I asked if he wanted to go for a walk. Not now, Karen. Maybe later, he said without looking up. Something broke quietly inside me. That night, while he worked in his office, I packed a small bag for Mark and me. I left a note on the table, you told me to wait. I waited, with love, with patience, with tears. But now I need to find myself again. I took Mark's hand, and we walked into the cool night. I wasn't walking away from love, I was walking toward healing. 2 weeks later, I was at my mother's house when my phone rang. It was my friend Lisa, who worked at Levi's company. Her voice was worried. "Karen," she said, "I think you should know there's a woman at work. Her name is Sarah. She and Levi, they spend a lot of time together." My hands began to shake. "Are you sure?" I asked. Lisa sighed. "I'm sorry. I saw them together after work, holding hands." When she hung up, I sat in the dark and cried until there were no tears left. Then I stopped crying. I wasn't just sad anymore. I was angry. The next day, I went back to our house. Levi was at work. I walked through the rooms that used to be full of warmth but now felt cold and empty. I went to his office. On his desk, I saw a photo not of me, not of Mark, but of another woman. She was young, pretty, and smiling. At the bottom, it said, "with all my love, Sarah." My heart shattered. This was the truth. That evening, I called Levi. "We need to talk," I said. We met at the park the next day. Mark played on the swings as Levi and I sat on a bench. I showed him the photo. His face turned pale. "Her name is Sarah," I said. "You have lunch with her. You work late with her. You hold her hand." Levi put his head in his hands. "I'm so sorry, Karen," he said. "Do you love her?" I asked. He hesitated. I don't know. Maybe I'm confused. I swallowed hard. And me? Do you still love me? Levi looked up, eyes full of tears. I'll always love you, but it's different now. I'm different. Something inside me went quiet. I understood. The man I married was gone. I want a divorce, I said. Levi cried, saying he was sorry, but I knew it was too late. I walked away, holding Mark's hand, and I didn't look back. 3 months later, the divorce was final. Levi married Sarah 6 months after that. They seemed happy. Slowly, I began to heal. I learned that sometimes love is not enough, that sometimes people change, and that sometimes you must choose yourself. Mark and I moved into a small apartment. It wasn't fancy, but it was warm and full of laughter. My mother helped me every day, cooking soup and caring for Mark. One day, she brought me a small sunflower plant. "This is you," she said. "It needs time to grow, but one day it will turn toward the sun." I placed it by the window and watered it every morning. Day by day, it grew taller, just like me. Months passed. I started working at a bookstore. It was quiet there, full of stories that didn't break my heart. One afternoon, a man came in looking for a book about plants. "My daughter loves flowers," he said with a smile. His name was David. He had warm brown eyes and a kind voice. He came back every week, always smiling, always gentle. One day he asked, "Would you like to have coffee with me sometime?" My heart jumped, but not from fear. From hope. David had a daughter named Lena, 5 years old. His wife had died 2 years earlier. We understood each other's pain. We became friends, then slowly, something more. Mark and Lena played together like siblings, filling our homes with laughter. One evening, David looked at the sunflower in my window. It was tall and golden now. "It's beautiful," he said. "My mother gave it to me after my divorce," I told him. "She said it was like me, it would grow toward the sun." David took my hand and smiled. "She was right," he said. "You did grow. You're still growing." I looked at him, then at our children laughing together, and at the sunflower reaching for the light. 2 years ago, I was invisible. I was broken. But now, I am strong. I am not Levi's wife anymore. I am just Karen, a woman who learned how to love herself and who knows that real love does not make you smaller. It helps you grow. The sunflower on my window keeps turning toward the light. And so do I.